Since we last spoke, a lot has happened. Well, I guess one thing happened. But it won't mean much unless I tell you how we got there. First, we traveled to the capital. Pitching the idea of safe and not evil undead wasn't going to work among the clergy that made up most of the army. If there was one thing we needed to avoid, it was turning border skirmishes into a war. If we were going to get our new allies a formal peace, we needed to try our hand at persuading the more agnostic council and king. The leaders of Restis are, how do I put it, not the kindest to non-humans, and it would seem wise that I and the elves stayed at the inn while the warlock and paladin spoke to the council. We are a scouting party from the west, and came to present you with wine from New Roma. Wine from where now? Taste the finest wine you will ever try first, then I will tell you a tale. I must say this is delicious, but on to business, Scout. Why have you come here instead of to the army? The land of Brexton has been reclaimed by a new people. A new people? Are they human? Yes, but they have uncovered a form of immortality and are far more aged than we are. They might appear to us a little bit as skeletons, but abominations! No, they are intelligent. I present one of them to speak to you on his own behalf now. I present Tyrus of New Roma. Hello, lords of Restis. You dared to bring an abomination into my court. Father, the undead speaks. This is new. Please show control. Lord of Restis, the people of New Roma have nothing to do with the undead that destroyed Brexton. You expect me and my court to believe that the destroyed kingdom just happened to be settled by undead after being destroyed by undead. Paladin, don't think any military actions escape my sight. You requested aid from 8 veterans to rescue your friends who were captured by the abominations. What became of them? They were slain in combat as they attacked our people. Paladin, are you loyal to your king? Yes. Then have I ordered you to hunt down every abomination until you died, or they were gone, would you? Yes, but that's not necessary. There is an opportunity to clear the Western Front and focus on our conflict to the south. I order you to. I think my father is tired. I'm calling a recess to allow the council to discuss this matter among themselves. This changes nothing. Afterward, the warlock, a former acolyte, spoke to the prince. Thank you for your help. Thank you for offering a chance to close the Western Front. Intelligent undead. Who would have thunk it? There is only the matter of making sure this chance is taken. How do you think we could help with that? We have 2 problems. I am a single council member short of passing a vote. Already? You haven't even discussed it. We align ourselves into parties, and I lead mine who are all ready for settling conflict where we can. Either side only needs 1 man to defect to pass a vote in most cases. I'll see what me and my friends can do. The second problem? My father can overrule when we lack a 2/3 majority. We need him to miss the vote. I don't know that we can do that. The king gets drunk. It's a small matter that could even happen by chance. We just need it to be certain. Thank you for speaking to us. Your Grace. Thank you for speaking to us, bro. It went better than I would have gambled, but the would-be peace was placed rather precariously. The 2 returned to find I was the only one of the non-humans still aware of my senses. Knife ears don't drink well, after all. After they explained the issues in the way of peaceful coexistence, I dared to say we had done everything anyone would have expected or asked of us. But the thought of our actions preventing a war, preventing an unknowable amount of suffering, and remembered in the history books for it, that was intoxicating. After discussing the council members, we could try to persuade. The DM had a long list paired with motivations, history, and other. We hatched a plan. Selling a barrel of wine got us enough gold for a wagon to store the rest, as if we were merchants. The next morning, we were at a gladiator arena bright and early, offering bottles outside and making sure our sales could be witnessed by anyone who entered. I made sure to try and sell a bottle directly to a noble who noticed I was with the 2 who spoke to the council the night before. We gambled and waited for the first battle to end, after which I joined the noble in the stands. Your friends can't be serious that the undead are safe. You misunderstand a small amount, sir. We have found a former king's wine stash. We mean to move it over the border and sell it for a hefty profit. Peace between y'all is how we can make it happen. And the abominations, they are intelligent and they desire it. You forget, or maybe you don't notice, Restis is larger than their armies could ever hope to be. They will fall eventually if you stay your course, but if we delay it just a bit, there's some gold to be made. Why are you telling me this instead of the other two? I'm a slimy dwarf, so to speak. You would think the Acolyte and Paladin were lying for peace to make what they perceive as good to happen. I need it to be clear as daylight to you. We can cut you in. That doesn't seem very moral. Think about it. You have one front cleared, and the rest of his military can focus solely on the South campaign. Then, by the time it is sell, we will have cleared the wine reserves. And I no longer care, they no longer care, we've all made our money. If you do that, the war on the future day where you raid the West won't have a split front. It's tactically sound, it's profitable, and the only thing stopping you right now is the aversion to undead existing in land you can't settle, even if it were reclaimed. I want 25% of the wine or profit. Yes. Then it is done. For those mathematically curious, with 25% of the wine gone and 25% of the profits of what is left gone, we would have had about 56.25% of the wine value minus whatever business expenses. Tyrus assured us that the kingdom would be happy to pay any price for peace, including its wine. Even without providing peace, it would have been a shrewd business move. We were estimating after we get the cart paid off and people hired, making about 60 gold each week in passive income per member of our jolly party, as long as we could keep the expenses down to just a few hirelings. Though I imagine we'd have started a business designed to drown in debt before we let the vote fail. Next was the issue of the king. The paladin seemed hesitant to participate, but we assured him it would help the kingdom. I guess I feel a little silly for saying that now. The plan was simple enough. The castle had no windows to allow enough airflow that the castle didn't burn in the summer. I would be in a nearby roof to watch. As an archer, I am the only potential aid should the plan go wrong. A paladin would be present to witness the vote on behalf of Tyrus, who didn't wish to be in the room in case something went awry. And the warlock would use magic to fly to the king. From his rare position alone with the king, and no witnesses, he would cast suggestion and compel the king to drink himself into a coma. I still think that plan could have worked, but Cain interfered. I believe that Cain was a god of order. When the age of war ended, I thought he surrendered after seeing the chaos. I thought he preferred an orderly society under another, rather than chaos under him. I see now I was mistaken. The warlock announced he was going to magically disguise himself before the plan so that he wouldn't be recognized. Cain's power twisted the casting. He took the form of a wraith. We agreed it was still a strong disguise, and nothing about the plan changed. He made it to the window, and oh gods, I saw the king's head turn into a paste across the curtains, and I saw the king's right-hand guard fly from the window dead upon hitting the ground. The wraith fled, and those who happened to see the corpse began to point as panic burst across the public. Rewind time. This story ends somewhat abruptly in character, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't also end abruptly at the table. See, the warlock showed up, yes, wraith mode, but it was the player's idea of what Cain's influence might do, but completely voluntary on his part. He cast his suggestion as planned, and the king passed his saving throw. Whatever. We knew there was a chance that the spell would succeed. He can flee. I have a magic arrow that decreases the movement speed of the pursuer, even if the pursuer were to have a flying speed or something, because the warlock still had his flying speed. Warlock is at risk, but he only needed to survive a few hits and not lose concentration to make it out without harming the party, until the king calls his guard. A paladin with a great sword, who runs to attack the wraith, light of Sanctus glowing in preparation of the divine smite, and he rolls a 1. I doubt you're surprised to learn this DM uses a table for ones in combat, and surprise surprise, he struck an ally in range. King was old and the paladin was young, so his gray matter painted the wall in a single blow. The warlock fled and the soldier committed honorable Sudoku. The DM announced to us that a civil war was starting and that the session was over. Probably an hour and a half early. Please subscribe for what is next. And also the DM told us there was a random chance the king was drunk anyways, and we chose to roll to see what it would have been. And yes, we could have done nothing but bribe and solve peace among nations. Also, in case I need more in-card rambling, we just turned level 5 and I came to the combat list session excited to attack twice.